welcome back. All right, so we got one game done, four to go, and this one was done early, honestly. So you'll notice there is a cornucopia of magnets on the board. I have the Panic Index logo here because clearly Tampa Bay's in a full panic. I would also remind Bolts fans there's 19 games left in the season. There's lots of time for them to get this under control. I also have the No Mercy magnet because that's what Carolina showed today. I also have the Tony the Tiger magnet because Freddie Anderson was great. I mean, he didn't really have to be. Third period, he had a couple of opportunities that were kind of tough, but in general, one of the easier nights that Freddie Anderson's going to have, or easier afternoons, right? So, Vasilevsky versus Anderson in this one. Slavin has a rush chance that's held. Canes had the early edge. The shots are 4-0 for Carolina at 3 minutes. Remember, Tampa Bay, clearly a message had been sent by the coach, and either the team didn't get the message or didn't respond well to it. And I don't want to take away from what Carolina did either, because Carolina played pretty much a perfect game for 60 minutes. Kucherov defends on an Aho net drive. The Bolts go to the power play. The Canes came into this one having killed 17 in a row. Spoiler alert, they've now killed 19 in a row. Kucherov has a shot that's blocked and cleared out. That power play is killed off. 2 shots on net, both by Kucherov. The shots are 7-2 in total for the Canes. And then at 6:32, it's Svechnikov. He buries that one. It's off the back bar and out from in close. So that makes it 1-0. The Canes 31-4-4 when they score first. And yeah, that record gets better today. Teams exchange turnovers. There's a net feed to Svechnikov. That's blocked out. Tampa Bay presses with 9 minutes left. Aho has a net feed that's picked off. Shots are 9-3 though for the Canes with 6 minutes left. Like, this is basically all Carolina. Tight game in that the shots seem to dry up a bit after that really fast start. Aho has that net feed picked off, as I said. Bolts press, can't get to the net. There's a power play for the Canes. Tampa Bay doesn't let them set up, but then they do, and they get it. It's Teravainen on the power play from Kotkaniemi and Goss Despair at 17-13. What a difference Ghost has made. I said Carolina would like Ghost. I've been a fan of him since, for the last 2 years now in Arizona. I've been a pretty vocal booster of what I think Ghost would bring to another team. So that one's buried in close, goes over Vasilevsky's shoulder and under the bar. So it's a pretty goal. There's not much chance for any goalie on that one. Canes press for another. Slavin has a shot tipped wide. The Bolts stuck on 3 shots. They'd end up with 4 when the period was done, which is a huge cavalcade of shots compared to what they did in the second. Hedman gets hurt on a hit along the boards. It appeared to be his back from the way he was reaching behind himself. He skated off slowly and he exits. Shea has a tip shot saved as the Canes press. Stahl has a rush chance that's saved. Asimont fires one wide on a rush. Bolts press at 3.5 minutes, but they need shots. They're not getting shots, and that would continue. The shots on net are 2-0 for Carolina at 5 minutes. Martinuk has a chance to tips wide in the corner. Point has a shot that's blocked. The Canes rush. 27 minutes in, and Kucherov with 2 shots on net, both of them on the power play. Those are the only shots by a forward from the Tampa Bay Lightning in the game. So this is going to get blamed on a lot of the star players. I totally get it, but it was a team non-effort in this one. Stahl's denied on a great pass by Burns, and then Teravainen at 11:57. Tic-tac-toe, no chance for Vasilevsky. Necas and Kotkaniemi with the assists there. So Kotkaniemi with a couple of helpers, Teravainen with a couple of goals. This is where Hedman returns. He would only return for 1 shift. He would leave again. Kucherov takes a puck to the face because this was the day that all the Bolts were getting hurt. So he exits. He would come back, though. And then Hedman, as I said, left again as well. Chatfield's denied. We get some punching. Canes come out with a power play. They were already 1-for-1. There's a shorthanded rush for Hagel. He hits the post, so that doesn't count as a shot on net. Bolts, no shots on net in the second period to this point. 15:50 in on that same power play. Goss Despair scores. Necas and Kotkaniemi with the assists. So that's 3 helpers for Kotkaniemi. And he had a pretty good game, and that's the second power play goal in 2 games for Goss Despair for the Carolina Hurricanes. Svechnikov to Aho near miss. Bolts had the fewest shots after 2 for any team in the NHL this season. Not the fewest shots for the Bolts, the fewest shots of any team in the National Hockey League. And they are the first team in the National Hockey League this year to record 0 shots in a period of play. So that's saying something. There have been other teams that have been close, but yeah, 0 shots for them in the second period. So they're behind 4-0 going into the third. Kucherov's back. The Bolts press early. They actually get a shot during that early press as well. Asimont has a net feed that misses. There's more pressure. Asimont's denied and close. Bogosian has a shot that's saved. So here's the deal. Asimont had a half-decent game, but if he's your most prominent forward, it's probably not a good sign. And I say that as an Asimont fan. Shots are 6-0 Tampa at 4.5 minutes. We get a power play for the Bolts. A shorthanded rush by Fast. That's tipped wide. The power play's killed off. 2 shots for Tampa there. Kane's rush after it ends. Kucherov's denied on a 2-on-1. The shots are 9-1 for the Bolts at 9 minutes. And then they'd record 1 shot the rest of the way. Canes get a power play. They were 2 for 2. Sergachev gets shaken up on a shot block. So again, you've lost Hedman. He doesn't come back. Kucherov gets shaken up. Sergachev shaken up. This is just awful news all around for Tampa Bay. Svechnikov's denied. The rebounds held. And then at 11:03, it's Teravainen. Again, power play goal. Gostisbehere and Kotkaniemi. So Gostisbehere with a goal and 2 assists. Teravainen with the hat trick. And he just buried the rebound to make it happen. For Kotkaniemi, that was his 4th assist of the game. So for people who've been waiting for Kotkaniemi's offense to start up, today's game was a good example of how, yeah, offensively it's there. Bolts press for a response. Martinook then Camberry went on a rush. That was a 2-on-1 for Carolina. Things get punchy with 4:31 left. The Canes emerged with 2 minutes of 5-on-3 because there were too many Bolts on the ice. That became obvious when the punchy's going on, and there are 6 skaters for Tampa Bay involved in the scrum. So just a referee pulling them apart would probably be like, seriously? There's still 6 of you on the ice? You couldn't figure, you can't count to 6? At any rate, it was that kind of a game for Tampa Bay. Ghost has a shot deflect out. Jarvis has an opportunity then that's held. And then it's a power play goal. It's Kotkaniemi from Burns and Natchez at 16:34. That's 5-on-3. He tips that one in from in close. Again, Vasilevsky had a rough day statistically. I don't know which of these goals he was supposed to save. And had to be a frustrating one, as Hedman did not return. Makes a big difference to this blue line without Hedman. I'm a fan of Sergachev. Hedman is still the guy that really runs this defense, especially since they had to trade out McDonough. This is where, Hedman has all that extra responsibility. The 5-on-4 that followed, that's killed off. Honestly, this is a perfect game for the Canes. Perry was denied in the final 30 seconds. Tampa Bay tries to generate a goal. They lose this one 6-0. Tampa Bay falls to 37-21-5 on the season. For Carolina, 41-12-8. Again, for Tampa Bay, they're still 11 points clear of the teams beneath them. For those teams to catch them, they would need to win 5 in a row. Tampa Bay would need to lose 5 in a row and have no points being lost by the teams beneath them and no points gained by Tampa Bay above. This is the roughest stretch I've seen Tampa Bay go through, though, in quite a while. The shots show this too. 12-4 Carolina in the first, 11-0 in the second, 15-10 Carolina in the third. So it was a 9-1 lead in shots for the Bolts. From there, it was 14-1 in favor of Carolina. They outshoot Tampa Bay 38-14. Power plays Tampa 0 for 2. Hey, Canes fans, apparently this is the first time they've had 4 power play goals in a game in 12 years. I think Ghost is helping. What do you think? 4 goals on 5 opportunities. Hits 18-12 for Tampa Bay. Vasilevsky, 32 saves on 38 shots. Anderson saves all 14 shots for his 24th career shutout. So this is why, they just had Ghost, and they've scored, 13 goals in their last 2 games? They get 7 against Arizona, or was it 6? Either way, I think it was 7 against Arizona. So this is a team now that can score. This is the one question mark I had about Carolina. It is no longer a question mark. This team can score in bunches. They did it today against a Tampa Bay team that just wasn't in it. So for Tampa Bay, this has to be bottom. Between their last game and this one, this has to be the bottom. And they have to build their way back up from here. It'll be interesting to see how they do so and what happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.